Welcome you again, and in this segment, let's look at what is staring us on the face as a problem as we look at 2019 election, of which the campaign has started, though not in earnest. We are looking at voter apathy and what to do with that. And we said this one is combating voter apathy. What do we do to solve it? Because it has created a lot of problems to us. For want of time, we'll have to run. But before then, we'll have a professor who has joined us to look at this topic. He is Professor Iman Uwamalam. He's a professor of mass communication. Welcome to our studios, Prof.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, voting is an important part of political process in a democracy. And then the fact that many people don't vote can be confusing to observers. So, voter apathy, simply put, is loss of interest in the electoral process. And I ask, why would one choose not to vote? These and many more are what we're going to look at today as we discuss combating voter apathy. Now that we have a professor of mass communication in the house, let's begin with you, Prof, please. Could you please throw more light on this phenomenon, voter apathy? What is it?
Thank you very much. Now, the concept of voter apathy arises from the fact that people can register as voters, pass through the process, get their PVC, but on election day, they simply do not have the interest to vote. The question then is, why would somebody take the pains of going to register as a voter, find his name in the voters register, and at the end does not vote? Now, it calls to mind one major issue. Why does the voter suddenly lose interest in voting?
So what is that?
First, who is the voter? What is his environment like? Are we not aware that in this country, voter education is very poor? Political parties are not interested in voter participation. They are more interested in partisan participation than in voting participation, without understanding that voting participation can give the result which they desire as partisan voters. How do they do this? Today, many people complain about so many issues. Is it road, electricity, education, health, salaries, pensions, gratuities, and so on? They're all known. Those are issues that can stimulate people to come and vote. Now, if people are made aware that collectively their votes can count, and then change a situation which they feel is abnormal, then voter apathy will be curtailed.
Okay. Before you come in there, please, we'll talk to some people on the street and we'd like to hear them before we continue, please.
I'm not just interested.
Yes, I will vote, considering the security reasons, because on that day we have talks and lots of things go on, stealing of ballot box, so many people prefer to stay at home for their safety.
So that the best will develop because we have to go to Salonia and say we will need the person.
efile na ọma mmadụ ma ọ bụ na onye a ga-anata ibe n'aka ya. Ọ na-aga mmadụ tacha afụ je gbatacha voters card dobe emegide campaign mechie mmadụ asị na onye ka ya chọrọ ka ọ tụrụ ọtụ ịchazie apụta anyị azị enye anyị rezọtụ ihe atụrụ atụ mgbe ụfọdụ agba egbe buru ihe na mgbe ụfọdụ abịa ka ego ụfọdụ ama ekwe na ego ụfọdụ nwere ike nala ego ma jekwe tụọrọ onye ha bụ n'uche mana ihe achọpụtara na ịtụchaziela onye ibu n'uche ịpụta ewere onye ọzọ
wale men ndị mụrụ aja ala ka ịtụ vootu mgbe ọ na-abịa atụchala apụta bọsị ahụ mgbe ekwe ntụsi okwu ma bọsị aka na ya atụ vootu atụcha vootu ịtụele Mr. A odoga ya na etụle abụ na ọkwa mmadụ tụle abụ gbanya kpọtụrụ ọzọ na kpọọ Mr. B.
Okay, welcome back. Yeah, Dave, before we went to
yes, one of the reactions given by our respondents actually entered into the question I wanted to ask you. You raised the issue of voter education being one of the causes of voter apathy. But one of the respondents just raised a critical issue about the independence of the electoral bodies and the credibility of the process as being one of the processes or being one of the factors that affect the reasons why they don't vote. How do we look at this?
Yeah, well, again, it boils down to voter education. What is credibility? How do you assess it? There has to be a template or a measuring standard from which you know whether votes have been diverted or not. Politicians talk about protecting their vote. How are you protecting their vote? Now, the process of taking the values of votes in a polling booth to another place to collect and to now scribble and then go to the other place. You see, in between, something can happen. That is why the voter will say, I cast my vote for this person and he did not win. Now, through voter education, what is the guarantee that the person you voted, other people voted for that person?
Okay, I know that loss of confidence is a major reason why people don't have loss of confidence in political process anyway. Yeah. But then there's this thing called midterm election in America, and I know it's one of the things that they use to assess the government and the people that are in power, and again assess people's confidence in them. So what do we use now? What do we do to make sure that we increase voter apathy in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you. You see, we handle voter apathy in Nigeria, please. Yeah. Well, you see, one of the major problems we have in this country is that we keep referring to America, keep referring to Britain, keep referring to France, but we're in Nigeria. The environments are not the same. Now, why is it that we have copied the presidential system of governance from United States? How much are senators paid in the US? I'm saying this because we do not only point our fingers to midterm election as using it as a parameter for assessing government in power. We don't need midterm election here.
Okay, so
but what we need here is that
people, what do we do to make sure that we combat voter apathy in Nigeria?
Beautiful. So what we do is simple. First, the voter must know how results are generated. Okay. They must have confidence in that process.
Okay, thank you. Confidence, I think, is the bottom line. Thank you. Professor Eman Owuamalam. Did I get it right?
Yes,
okay, so thank you. He's a professor of mass communication and he has joined us this morning to look at combating voter apathy. We'd like to thank you very much for coming, Prof.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. So do stand by for another segment coming up.
Good morning, Anambra.
Otuto mano, ndi Anambra.
It's Good Morning, Anambra, our breakfast TV show on ABS TV, Channel 24.
My name is Iberi Ugunna. To light up your morning with,
I am Nonye Nwokoye.
Theophilus Oko.
Chidimma Oranwa.
Ijama Uche.
Every morning, weekdays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
From newspaper review
to interactive segments with viewer participation.
News from our studio.
Sports.
The entertainment.
Join us.
Tune in weekdays, 7 a.m.
Good Morning, Anambra, your breakfast TV show every weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.